DC, CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter, and I am coming live and direct to you again. So as you come on in, welcome to the Fly Nubian Queen, welcome to Constance Carter, and welcome. You guys come on in, introduce yourselves. Where are you watching from? Hi, Meezy. Where are you watching from? I know that we have people that are watching from all over the world, and I want to know where you're watching from. This, I always want to give you some type of, I want to give you an opportunity to ask me questions. Good morning, Queen. I love you. You always got something. You're always chiming in. I want to give you an opportunity to ask questions, but I want to talk to you about ways that you can save for your down payment. Because one of the things I did a video recently about renters. If you ever watch some of my videos, they're on my YouTube page, Constance Carter. Make sure you subscribe. They're on my Facebook page, on my Constance Carter Facebook page. They are on my Instagram page. So watch my videos. You know, I take time to do content for you, the content that I think and I hope and I feel that really matters to you. So, but somebody asked me, okay, yeah, you know, I realize that I'm paying a bunch of money in rent. Where do I get the down payment from? How do I save for a down payment? And so I want to talk to you about that. And I want to discuss, and if there's anything that you ever want to ask me, anything you want to ask Constance, DM me or post a comment on here. And I definitely will read it, and I'll try to do a video, or we'll try to have a discussion about it. Okay. So I see people, True Journey is chiming in from Buffalo. I see Bernadette is in Detroit. Facebook user, who are you? You must be in My Wealth Roadmap. And I'm also tell you that too. Go into our group, My Wealth Roadmap. Join our group so you can have all of the latest information on there too. Sandra, and that's on Facebook. Sandra is in North Carolina. Hi, Sandra. I see Ron Ferris from New York City / Connecticut. I see that Woody 22 is from Alabama. What's happening? Carletta is from Maryland. That's how I'm learning. I'm out here on the East Coast, and that's what they say. Y'all say Maryland out here. All right, so let's get right into it, because I don't want to be before you very long. I just want to give you some real good information. Okay, where do I get my down payment assistance from? Okay, or where do I get my down payment from? How do I save for a down payment? And so there are many ways that you can save for a down payment. Now, if this is what you really want, if you really want to build true wealth, I am a wealth activist. You see my sweater? I'm a wealth activist. And these sweaters are available on conversationtees.com, conversationteas.com. But my goal is to help people that look like you, to help people that look like me get in the game to start building wealth. Because for so long, we've been shut out of the wealth building process because of, systemic issues, redlining, predatory lending, and all those things that still happen today. The other day, I was talking to you guys about appraisal discrimination. There are things that are systematically designed to keep you from being able to take advantage of the wealth. And there are other people that are doing it, and it's not hard to do. We just don't have the information, right? And so I want to make sure that you have all the information that you need so that you can get in the game as well. So how do you get into the game? How do you get down payment? Because the real is that you're going to have some skin in the game. You're going to have some type of down payment. There are several different types of loans. You have conventional loans, which require anywhere between 5% and 20% down. Okay, if you get a loan that only requires 5% down, you're going to have what's called PMI. That's private mortgage insurance. That's going to be tacked onto your payment, right? But if you could save 20% to put down, which is significant, you won't have PMI. Your payment's going to be significantly lower because you've put more down. Also, you don't have that extra PMI on there. There's also FHA loans that are 3.5% down. So if your payment is, if your mortgage, if you bought a house that's $300,000, that's $10,500 that you're going to have to put down out of pocket. And there's also VA loans, and VA loans are truly 100% financing. You know, the great thing about VA loans, I love VA loans. It's a great way, and a lot of veterans aren't taking advantage of it, but it's a great way for people who are veterans to get in the game. And that's a true no money down loan. You don't have to put any money down, and you could actually get your closing costs taken care of too in some instances. And a lot of times the earnest money deposit that you put down, you'll actually get back. So that's true no money out of pocket if you're a veteran, and that's great. There's also USDA loans for people who live in rural areas. Rural has always been hard for me to say. For folks who live in rural areas, there are USDA loans, and that is 100% financing also. I have never been able to do a USDA loan. I've done a lot of loans, but just not a USDA loan. It's just really hard to fit people in that box because their income limits are one thing and their debt to age ratio limits are another. It's just really hard to fit somebody in that box. And so those are, for me, have been very rare, but I'm sure other people are doing them. So there's different types of loans that you can get, but you have to have skin in the game, obviously, if you want to get into a home. So 3.5% down, 5% down, 20% down. Where are you going to get this money, right? If you live in check to check, where are you going to get this money? Well, here's the thing. If you have a job, you can own a home. If you are paying rent, you can own a home. If you have credit challenges, we can get that fixed up for you, because all you got to do is pick up my book or my workbook on Amazon, or you can even get my online training program for those who are more, visual learners. My online training program, the credit repair masterclass on mywealthroadmap.com. I'm gonna put that on there too. Roadmap.com. Oh, that's MPA.com. So that information is out there. Okay. So there's no reason why you should have horrible credit, because this book right here, like a high schooler, I wrote it. It's so simple because I don't believe things have to be very complex. It's so simple that a high schooler really can get this information and decipher it and really implement the information that's on here. And I have agents. Now, these are agents who don't even work for me, work with me, or anything like that. They buy bundles of these and they give these to their clients. I think that's awesome too, because it's really easy. But if you have a job, you can own a home. There are ways that we can get this money. All right, you ready? And I see all of you guys on here, and thank you guys all for paying attention and rocking with me today. All right, so the first way, let's talk about it. Your tax return. It's tax season. What you gonna do with your money? Are you gonna grow your money, or are you gonna blow your money? A lot of times we get these $10,000, $15,000 tax refunds back. And instead of investing it in something that's going to build for us, we're going on vacations. We're buying televisions. We're buying liabilities and not assets. Now, I'm not telling you not to enjoy your life, because I enjoy my life. I want you to enjoy your life. But make sure your foundation is set first. So if you can take your tax return money, I hope my internet is okay. If you could take your tax return money and you could invest it in purchasing a home. Now, you guys, this does not have to be your dream home. Okay. You might be used to living a certain way. Maybe you might have to sacrifice for a year or two just to get your foot in the door, to get that equity as leverage so that you can purchase your dream home. So your tax return money. Listen, did you know your tax returns? And so here, let's talk about number two. Number two is increasing your take-home pay and save it. Now, that goes back to your tax return. So a lot of times people get so excited because it's tax season. I'm about to get this return back. I ain't got a return back in years. But here's the thing about getting returns back. What you're doing when you get in a return is you are allowing the government to borrow your money and invest it when you overpay. All your tax refund is an overpayment to the government. Well, why don't you just keep your own money and not worry about overpaying the government? They owe you, and sometimes they quick to collect, but they slow to pay sometimes, right? But why don't you change your take home so that you can collect more money on your check? Now, talk to your CPA, because I'm not a CPA, but enough to where you're claiming enough to where you're not owing at the end of the year, but you're getting more, because now you're not allowing the government to invest your money, because the government's investing your money. You're giving the government extra money by overpaying them. Why don't you take your own extra money and be disciplined to save it in a separate account that you don't have access to? So that's number two. Okay. So number three is your 401k or retirement. Now you have this for a reason. Now, the only reason I would use a 401k or a retirement, and sometimes you could use your retirement if you're a teacher, if you have oh God, certain kind of pensions. It's not coming to me right now. Sometimes you can't pull from your retirement, but sometimes you can. And that's the only reason why I would. Now, I didn't got on my mama. I'm telling you my personal business. I didn't got on my mom because I was always, when she was working, she was always pulling money out to pay off her credit cards. I do not subscribe to that. Do not use your money to pay off another liability. Use your tax return money to grow your money and not blow your money. Invest it in something that's going to grow, a vehicle that's going to grow, either, real estate, a business, something like that. I would never, ever suggest that you take money out of your 401k to pay off a bill, to, get a car, anything like that. I would always suggest that you do it to grow your money. Okay. So your 401k, that is the third way that you can do it. Fourth way is Acorns. Now, if you've ever listened to me before, I know you may know my Acorn story. So Acorns has been good to me. I used my Acorns money to invest in commercial property. And so how Acorns works is you take all of your accounts. Acorns is an app that you can download, and it takes all of your accounts and it saves your change for you. So it takes your change, and not only does it save it for you, so it's a totally separate account that's not easily accessible, but it also invests your money into EFTs. And so what that does, EFTs or NFTs? EFTs. So fractional stock. And you can determine what type of investor you are. So if you want to be a very aggressive investor, or you don't want to be an aggressive investor, you can also decide what type of investor you want to be with Acorns, and your return, your ROI is going to be reflective of that. Also, you can also, and what I did, so here's what I did. So I got my Acorns money. I also put $500. So I had $500 coming out of my bank account every month to my Acorns money. This is money that I didn't see, or however much as much money as you can that's not going to affect you. Have it go to your Acorns money. All the money all the change that you get, I had it 10x. And what does 10x means? So if Acorn, if they take your change, so if your change is 10 cents, they'll take $1 out and they'll save it for you and they'll put it in this account. Okay. Within a year, I saved $30,000. I took that $30,000, and I also own a dispensary. So I took my weed money and my Acorns money and I invested in some commercial property. And so that was leverage that I used from Acorns. So you could utilize your Acorns as they're taking a change that you're not even seeing, they're putting it away for you, and then they're saving it for you. And so within a year, there's no penalty for pulling it out unless you do some type of a long-term investment like a IRA, and they'll also invest for IRAs for you as well. There's no penalty, and you can take it out at any time. They'll even give you an ATM. And I don't suggest that you get an ATM, because then you get to swiping if you have it. So they send you an ATM card, and I actually threw the ATM card away because I didn't want it, because I didn't want to utilize it. But when I need it, all I had to do was go in there and request it. And it took a few days for me to get it, but I got it, and I was able to use it as leverage to invest in other investments. Acorns is so great, so great. The other way, the fifth way, is practice saving more. Okay, so here's a strategy that I think is a great strategy. Say your rent is $1,500. Oh, no, say it's $1,000. No, say it's $1,500, right? And you know that when you buy a house, say your rent is $1,500, and you know that when you buy a house, your mortgage payment, say, is going to be $2,000. Why don't you practice paying that $2,000 now? How, you say? Well, you take $2,000 a month as if you're paying a $2,000 a month mortgage payment, and you're paying your rent at $1,500, and you're taking that extra $500 and you're putting it into an account that you're not even worried about, maybe even an Acorns account, or maybe a different savings. What it does is it puts you in the mindset of already paying a higher note, and then you're saving money. So say it's $500 within 12 months, that's $6,000. Within 12 months, within 2 years, that's $12,000. Okay. So that might be enough for you to get down payment. Another way is, if you can, this requires discipline, save 25% of your monthly income. Okay. And again, put it into another account. It could be an Acorns account. It could be a savings that you don't have access to. And that's the rule of thumb. So people are like, well, if I save, how much do I save? Okay. If you can afford to save 25% of your income a month and be disciplined enough to do that. So say you make $4,000 per month, 25% of that is $1,000. So in 12 months, you will have $12,000. Takes discipline and sacrifice. Okay. So if you could afford to save 25%, if you could afford it, then try to do that. Okay. And number 7 is down payment assistance. Free money. But here's the thing, free money is not always free. It's a lot of times a loan that you are getting that you don't have to pay back right away. So down payment assistance, each state and locale has down payment assistance for people who are regular income, moderate income, and low income. There are down payment assistance programs. If you go to my website, catalystrealestate.com/DPA, putting it over there in chat. If you go there, then you will, it'll take you to down payment assistance in all 50 states. Because I know we have people not only from across the pond, but we have people in all 50 states that are watching me today. Go to my website, catalystrealestate.com and /DPA. Let me put that on the screen. /DPA, and that will take you to the down payment assistance. Now, it also at that site, it should also tell you loan officers who specialize in these down payment assistance programs. All loan officers don't do it because sometimes it's a little bit more work for a little less pay. But for people like us at Catalyst, we want to help everybody. So we don't care about getting paid less. We just want to get you in a home. And so go to there and you can get down payment assistance. Now, here's how a lot of it works. This is not how all of it works. Some are grants that are forgiven after a certain period of time. You may need to be in the home 5 years or 10 years, and they're grants, and they'll forgive it. Some are loans that you have to pay back after a certain time. Okay. Some are silent seconds that they're not due until you either sell the home, you refinance the home, or you pay off the loan, which could be in 30 years. So you won't have to pay that down payment assistance back sometimes for 30 years. So if you stay in that home 30 years, you never refinance, you never sell it, you don't have to pay it back until year 30. And so those are great opportunities. A lot of times people just don't know that these opportunities are out there, but they are. They're out there for you. So I wanted to share that with you today. And I know we have some questions, and I'm going to get to the questions in a second, but I want to let you know that if you have a job, or even if you're on some type of permanent disability, you could own a home. You could buy a home. If you have some kind of permanent income, you could buy a home. Even if you're on Social Security, you can buy a home if you're on permanent Social Security. If you are getting child support, you can own a home. All of those things. Get your credit together. Get my book, Keeping Score, or Build Credit to Build Wealth. Go to my mywealthroadmap.com and go to the Credit Repair Masterclass. Get your credit right. That is one of the easiest things to do. I love credit because I'm obsessed with credit, but it is not hard. It's not that boogeyman, that big, scary boogeyman that a lot of us think it is. It's actually not hard to get your credit score up 40, 50, 60 points. And I've helped thousands. When I tell you thousands, go check the reviews. I've helped thousands of people get their credit score up hundreds of points. And so, all you got to do is put in a little effort, and the opportunities are there for you. And I'm here for you. So let me see if there's any questions before I get off of here. So I'm prayerful that I've given you the information that you need. And if you want to purchase my book, thank you. You can go to Amazon and purchase my book. Somebody said, Constance, it's a pleasure meeting you. I want to purchase your books. Put them in the chat. Thank you. Let's see. I was taxed a 10% penalty for using 401k for a down payment, and additional 10% is taken out from my understanding when your file tax is correct. Yes. So there are certain penalties, yes, that you will be taxed. And that's the reason why, for me, put it in something that's going to grow and that's not going to depreciate. Don't put it into a liability, put it into an asset. Because if you're going to have to pay taxes on it, put in something that you're going to get a return on your investment. But there are penalties. So thank you for saying that. Yes. Let me see. Anybody else? What was the 5 and 6 option? Sorry, lost service. No problem. Number 5, practice saving more. And what I was saying is, If say your number 5 is, say you were your right now your rent is 1,500 and your mortgage payment is going to be 2,000. Practice paying a $2,000 a month mortgage, putting $500 to the side a month that you're not going to use. And then, within 12 months, you'll have 6,000, 2 years, you'll have 12,000. And then number 6, I'm back. I'm sorry. And number 6 is saving 25% of your gross monthly income or your net monthly income. If you can afford to save 25%. And the reason why I said that is because a lot of people are like, well, I don't know how much to save. And so the rule of thumb is saving 25% of your income, putting it to the side, something that you cannot see, even that Acorns account, because the reason why Acorns is so great is because not only is it saving your money, but it's also investing. So you're going to get a return on whatever it invests for you. So that's Acorn, baby. Go to Acorns, download the app, and that's what it is. Down payment assistance website. I just put it on here. It's catalystrealestate.com/DPA. Where is it? I'm going to put it on the screen real quick so you can see it. Where is it at? Right here. Catalystrealestate.com/DPA is where the down payment assistance is, all 50 states. And I was at a 785 score, but I only got approved for $150K for a house, and all homes are in a trashy area. And, kudos to your 785 credit score. But, that also has to do with the income and the debt to income ratio, which really there's nothing that we could do about that except for increase your income in some way or get a cosigner in some way. But if you got a $200,000 home or a $300,000 loan, you got to think about it. Are you able to afford that home? That's the thing about that. So, name of the book, Keeping Score, What You Need to Know to Make Your Credit Score Grow, and Build Credit to Build Wealth. This workbook is this book on steroids. It's great. It's great. Let's see. I missed 1 through 6 option savings. Okay, so you're gonna have to go back and rewind the tape. All right. I think that's it. So thank you for tuning in with me. I appreciate it. Hopefully you've gotten some great information. Share this out to as many people as you can because everybody needs this information. We don't just want to be the ones to build wealth. We want to help our friends and our families and our loved ones do the same thing. So make sure you give this to everybody that you know. And then check out my TED Talk. It's called Google That Shit. And it's 4 ways, I think, or 5 ways to close the wealth gap. That's my mission in life. I want to help as many of us get into homes as humanly possible. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.